गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः।
ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै।
आज आ जाएगा टीवी में 31 दिसंबर तक।
नहीं 31 दिसंबर तक नहीं है, उसके बाद देखा जाएगा।
नमस्कार सर।
बहुत थोड़ी देर में हम लोग ये मीटिंग स्टार्ट करेंगे।
Good afternoon. This is Sanjay Kothari calling from Delhi.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, we can hear you.
I'm Sanjay Kothari calling from Delhi. So all set for the program?
Yes, sir.
I can see Mr. Ravi Prakash Mahalwala. I can see Mr. Juneja. I can see the Principal Joseph Daniel and Secretary Christchurch College.
Yes, sir.
I have the name of Mr. Ashok Mehrotra on the screen, but I can't see him.
Yeah, he's also there.
Ji.
Good evening, everybody.
Yeah. Why I'm connecting early is I'll leave for a meeting at 3:30. Try and finish by 4:30 and join you back. I can see Mr. Dwivedi also. So, आपको कुछ बताना है बताएं. Good afternoon, Madam Nita Bhavani Jain. नमस्कार.
सर बहुत बहुत स्वागत है आपका। हम लोगों को बहुत खुशी हो रही है। 2016 में आप हम लोगों के साथ आए थे और हम लोगों से इंटरेक्ट करा था, बहुत अच्छा लगा था। बहुत बहुत स्वागत है सर। हमारे सेक्रेटरी साहब कॉलेज गवर्निंग बॉडी भी कुछ कहेंगे सर।
Yeah, good evening, everybody. And it's nice to be here with all the esteemed guests and the alumni of the college. So welcome, everyone.
Thank you. प्रिंसिपल साहब आप कुछ बताना चाहेंगे ये सब?
Thank you very much, sir. We were really expecting your presence to grace the occasion of the felicitation of our oldest principal, Professor Ninan Abraham. He will be joining very soon.
Yeah.
Because his son will make proper arrangement. He crossed 99 years. Now he is reaching to the 100th year.
Yeah.
So on 22nd he celebrated his 99th birthday. So he will be soon joining us. He is physically all right, but may have the problem of the age. So his elder son will connect him with us. So we'll be happy to see him also on live platform. I think he will be recognizing all of you.
Okay. No.
we will be recognizing.
Good afternoon,
Thank you,
Alok. Alok has a job. No, I could speak to him on the date of his birthday, and it
Yeah.
was a night talk. I don't think he would be recognizing all of us, but he
But
did mention that there was a question about me. So it was a great talk. It was great talking to him.
surely he will be recognizing.
I think Alok has also joined. Good afternoon,
Yes.
Alok. Hi.
He joined. Yeah, Bobby also joined. Bobby Abraham, his son also joined.
इस समय में मुझे आप बोल सकते हैं। आप बोलेंगे आवाज आएगी।
जोशी सर,
Can you hear me?
This is Ajit Sinha. I can hear.
Yes, we
Kothari
can hear
sahab.
you.
Yeah, Kothari sahab, namaskar.
Namaskar.
Kothari ji, namaskar. This is Ashok Mehrotra from Kanpur.
I'll be taking leave of you. I'll join back at 4:30. So you can continue with the meeting. I'll join back at 4:30. I'll try and finish the meeting at 4:30. There has been some overlap. So we are just trying to figure out how to adjust the thing.
Good afternoon, sir. This is brother Ashok Mehrotra from Kanpur. Kothari ji को नमस्कार.
सर आपको भी अब आप दिखाई भी दे रहे हैं, सुनाई भी पड़ रहे हैं.
That is so nice, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. अभी 20 seconds. 20 seconds.
सर मे आई स्टार्ट?
Sorry.
हाय संजय,
Start कर.
राकेश गुप्ता here.
जी मीटिंग वाले
राकेश गुप्ता from कानपुर.
जी जी नमस्कार.
नमस्कार राकेश जी.
नमस्कार.
कोठारी साहब
और
मेरी
क्या हाल है
बात हुई
सर? मेहरोत्रा जी क्या हाल है?
जी
कोठारी जी मेरी बात हुई थी 20 सेकंड को प्रिंसिपल साहब से, तो आपका जिक्र आया था.
ഫോൺ കാര്യം
നമ്മൾ ഒരു സ്പീക്കർ എടുക്കാൻ പോയിട്ടുണ്ട്. ലൗഡായിട്ട് കേൾക്കാൻ നേരം.
Earphone or a headphone will mute.
Hello.
Yeah, we are hearing you. We are hearing Dr. Joseph Daniel. We are hearing you.
No, I want to know that Professor Abraham is hearing us or not. Hello. Hello, sir. Are you hearing us? Hello. He is mute. Hello. Hello, yes, sir. Are you hearing us? But from your side it is mute.
Yes, sir, hearing.
Yeah, now it is okay. Now we can hear you. But still it is mute. Hello.
Sir, I am muted all.
हेलो हेलो
Hello.
हेलो रामनाथ टंडन हियर.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, I am Ramnath Tandon, General Secretary of the Alumni Association.
टंडन जी नमस्कार. दिस इज अशोक मेहरोत्रा. नमस्कार सर.
धन्यवाद अशोक जी. We are meeting second time on this.
We are meeting second time in 3 days. Yes, that's right.
गुड आफ्टरनून सर. आई एम जौहर.
जौहर साहब नमस्कार.
नमस्कार साहब, सबको नमस्कार.
जौहर जी नमस्कार.
Great man has come.
Huh?
Great man has come.
Sir, may I go to the memory lane?
Where is Abraham Sahab? Where is Abraham Sahab?
May I speak
Dr.
to
Abraham
Mr.
and Ninan
Abraham?
Abraham.
I'm speaking from Niranjan's ID. Atarji, please unmute me. Atarji, am I
Yes, you
audible?
are. Yes, you are audible. You please start. You are audible.
Hello, hello. Am I audible?
You are
Hello.
audible.
Thank
You
you.
are audible.
Thank you. There has been some network problem. So I would most humbly request all the participants to mute themselves for providing wider spectrum to the speakers. I welcome you all. Good afternoon. Namaskar. Sat Shri Akal. Today is a very special day for all of us as we have gathered here on virtual meet to celebrate a long-awaited occasion. It may be a virtual platform, but through this Google Meet, not only we are interacting with our college friends, our colleagues, but our teachers also. Toppers of our batch, our brilliant friends, both in academics and sports, our student leaders, all are with us to make the old students of the college relive their college days. To top it all, we have with us our beloved, our most respected, our legendary former principal, Professor Ninan Abraham. He has completed 99 years of age just 4 days back, that is 22nd November 2020. We celebrated his 100th birthday online. Congratulations, sir. A galaxy of his star students have joined this meet, and a few others have sent their good wishes to him. Prominent among those who have brought laurels to the college and are present or likely to join the meet are Honorable Mr. Ajit Doval, National Security Advisor to the Government of India, Honorable Mr. Satish Manaji, Cabinet Minister, Industrial Development, Government of Uttar Pradesh, Lucknow, Honorable Mr. Sanjay Kothari, Central Vigilance Commissioner, Government of India, New Delhi, Honorable Mr. Alok Joshi, retired IPS, former Chief Law, Member, National Security Advisory Board of Government of India, Dr. Ajit Sinha, former Director, UGC DAE CSR Consortium for Scientific Research, Indore, and the most famous among all of us, Mr. Abhijit Bhattacharya, the noted singer of Bollywood. It is just their deep love for their alma mater which has brought them together online in spite of having very, very busy schedule. I, Ravi Meherwala, Secretary, Christchurch College Alumni Association, salute you all and express my heartfelt gratitude for this special love, affection, and constant support to the college. Reverend S.P. Lal Sahab is our patron and the secretary of the college governing body. Under his able guidance and leadership, we, the staff and students, are trying very hard to regain the past glory of our beloved Christchurch College. He is a source of inspiration to all our endeavors, and under his patronage, Department of Chemistry, Department of Physics, and Department of Political Science, in fact, all the departments organize international webinars in which academicians from their from more than 10 countries participated. A large number of such activities are going on since he became the college secretary. Reverend S.P. Lal Sahab is a priest also. Now, I most humbly request him to shower his blessings upon all of us and pray for the success of the college, for the success of the meet, and for our lives during these troubled times. Reverend S.P. Lal Sahab.
Okay, let's bow our heads in prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you for everyone gathered on this virtual platform. We thank you for this blessed opportunity as we honor your humble servant, Professor Ninan Abraham. We know, Lord, that it is you who directs our steps. So we are grateful to you for the contribution of Professor Abraham. We thank you for the works this man of God did for the glorification of your name. We humbly ask you to bless him with good health, love, and lots of happiness as he enters his 100th year. May love keep him young in spirit, because we know that your love is powerful, and the longer we serve you, the sweeter we grow. We also thank you for all the esteemed guests and alumni present, who by your grace alone are here with us today. We commit this entire celebration into your mighty hands. Help us to live a life that reveals your hope in everything we do. Once again, I commit each one of us into your mighty hands and pray, Father, to bless each one of us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Ravi?
Thank you, sir. I, Ravi Mehelwala, welcome you all once again to this Google Meet. सबका स्वागत है, अभिनंदन है, खुशामदीद. First, I thank you, Reverend S.P. Lal Sahab, sir. We are indebted to you for your blessings and prayer. I hope that this will bring success to the meet. It will bring success to our lives in these troubled times. Let me tell you that Christchurch College Alumni Association, in its present form, is brainchild of none other than our chief guest, for whose felicitation we have organized this program, the living legend, Professor Ninan Abraham Sahab. During his principalship, the college attained new heights in all spheres of teaching work. Our special guests, our old students, and their achievements are evidence of their Gurukul's powerful academic environment during those days. Its cultural teams used to participate in national events in New Delhi and Bombay and won many prizes there. The college cricket team remained unbeaten in the state for many years. I remember my classmate, Honorable Minister of Industrial Development, UP government, Mr. Satish Manaji, won his first union election as class representative of BSc during that time only, and thus launching a brilliant political career. The current academic achievements are also very commendable. Last year, our students topped in MSc Physics and MSc Chemistry in university examination. Our students have also won many top trophies in intercollegiate literary competitions organized by Mahanagar Corporation and CSJ University in 2019-2020. Now, I proudly declare that our sports grounds has had a complete renovation and looks very, very beautiful. The famous Indian cricketer, Mr. Kuldeep Yadav, is an alumnus of recent past. With these words, I request our learned principal and president of the association to take up the link and welcome the guest by his welcoming address. Sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Professor Ravi Mehalwal. A very good evening to all present in this virtual platform. Honorable Chief Guest, the Vice Chancellor of CSJM Kanpur University, Professor Nilima Gupta. Special Guest of Honor UP Cabinet Minister Sri Sadish Mahana. National Security Advisor to PM Mr. Ajit Doval. Central Vigilance Commissioner Mr. Sanjay Kothari. Former Chief Research and Analysis Wing Mr. Alok Joshi. Former Director UGCDE CSR Consortium Indore Dr. Ajit Sinha. Noted singer Mr. Abhijit Bhattacharya. Respected Reverend S.P. Lal. My dear colleagues, friends, famous alumni and students. We all know we have gathered here on this virtual platform to honor Professor Ninan Abraham, who served this college as a principal for a long period of 25 years. He is a man born with wings and preferred to fly high throughout his life. He is a true leader, and his life was inspired by love and guided by knowledge. He wasn't the type of a man to get consumed in herd mentality. He is a warrior of light with his own ideas and personal principles. He never required the mass to dictate his thoughts or movements. He used to involve people in the problem, immerse them in it so that they soak it in and feel it is their problem, and they tend to become an important part of the solution. He never aspired to be the best on the team, but aspired to be the best for the team. That is his strength. His tenure is considered to be one of the most glorious period of Christ Church College. The college became an established higher education institute with arts, commerce and science postgraduate section because of his foresight and tenure. Most of the Christ Churchians hold high positions and have served the nation today in various ways. Professor Ninan Abraham's vision was to create opportunities and exposure for students. He ensured that the students interacted with great personalities like the Nobel laureate Professor C.V. Raman, former president, and the great educator Dr. Velipulli Radhakrishnan, and one and the only Field Marshal Manekshaw, and many more. His administrational quality and sincerity were recognized by the government, thus nominating him to be the Vice Chancellor of Kanpur University. In the course of the time, every good institution forms an alumni association to project its glory. Christ Church too formed its alumni in 1903, which was revived by Professor Ninan Abraham in November 1977, which is known to all of us. Today, the Christ Church Alumni Association is considered to be one among the best. Professor Abraham was the first president of the present Alumni Association, and today, at the juncture of his 100th year of his life, we have gathered here to express our gratitude and love. On behalf of the entire Christ Church community, I wish him a happy belated birthday. I, the President of the Association, welcome the Honorable Vice Chancellor, distinguished guests, alumni, friends, colleagues, and students to the felicitation ceremony on this virtual platform. Thank you and God bless each one of us. Now, I would like to read out a message given by Dr. H.M. Malhotra, retired professor of economics, to Professor Abraham. It is a great pleasure and privilege to meet our former principal, Mr. Ninan Abraham, and to hear him speak to us today. Mr. Ninan Abraham was not only the principal of this college, but also a legendary figure and educationist par excellence who contributed immensely to the cause of higher education in Kanpur. I had the privilege of being appointed to this college by him and working under his guidance. It has been a great learning experience for me. A man of very simple habits and dignified manners, Mr. Abraham inspired a whole generation of young teachers. I pay my respect to him and express my deep sense of gratitude to him for his love, affection, and guidance. May he always be happy and in good health. We once again, on behalf of the entire Christchurch community, wish him a happy birthday, belated birthday. Thank you very much, and over to Mr. Devi Melwala. Devi? Hello?
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We are enlightened by your words. You gave a very wide history of Alumni Association. Now, I would like to request Dr. Dorothy Rai, who is the head of the Department of English, and she believes in work is worship. I most humbly request her to present and read a letter of citation from Professor Ninan Abraham Sahab. Dr. Dorothy Rai, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Ravi. The principal and staff of Christchurch College and the College Alumni Association wish to felicitate the Honorable Professor Ninan Abraham, erstwhile principal of this college, on entering his 100th year in good health. Professor Abraham has been a renowned educator and a charismatic leader, well known not only for his high academic credentials, but also for his firm discipline and superb administrative skills. During his tenure, Christchurch College reached great heights of academic brilliance, excellence in games and sports, and its students won accolades and prizes all across the state and beyond for their outstanding performance in various cultural competitions held in prestigious educational institutions. Even as a youth, Professor Abraham displayed marks of genius by topping Madras University for BA Honours as a student of Madras Christian College. He was at once appointed as a teacher by the UC College in Alway, Kerala, where he had done his pre-degree course. A 3-year scholarship to Oxford, where he was taught by Dr. S. Radhakrishnan, the first President of India, widened his academic horizons. He returned to India to join Hislop College in Nagpur as an English teacher. Recognizing his brilliance, the Catholicate College, Pathanam Thitta, Kerala, invited him to be principal at the young age of 34 in 1955. Christchurch College was blessed by his able leadership when he took charge as principal in 1957, serving the college with enduring vigor and zeal for the next 25 years, molding the character and destiny of thousands of students, many of whom have in turn become luminaries in their own fields. They acknowledge with gratitude the great debt they owe to Professor Abraham. From 1977 to 1978, he was appointed Vice Chancellor of the Kanpur University. His numerous brilliant students include the former Chief Minister of Kerala, the late P.K. Vasudevan Nair, the famous Malayalam author Malayathur Ramakrishnan, the most Reverend Catholicos of Malankara, Orthodox Basilios Marthoma Didios, the Most Reverend Dr. Joseph Marthoma, Honorable Mr. Ajit Dhoval, NSA, Government of India, Honorable Mr. Satish Mahana, Cabinet Minister for Industrial Development, UP Government, Honorable Mr. Sanjay Kothari, CVC, Government of India, Honorable Mr. Alok Joshi, Member, NSAB and former Chief of RAW, Honorable Dr. Ajit Sinha, former Director, UGC DAE CSR Consortium Indore. The current Alumni Association owes its existence to Professor Abraham, who designed it as an independent entity. The college family is deeply grateful for his dynamic leadership and ability to envision the future by his effective management of the present. His awe-inspiring presence on the campus alone ensured a very high standard of discipline on the campus, resulting in illuminating lectures, superb learning outcomes, ensuring brilliant results and very good placements. Professor Abraham returned to Payapadi, his native town, when he retired, and has spent the last 40 years reading, writing, and teaching, being a beacon of light to those around him. We, the privileged alumni, along with the management and the staff of the college, beseech Almighty God to be with Professor Abraham, to sustain and support him, within him, to strengthen him, before him, to lead him, and above him, to bless him with grace and love, to live each day with joy. Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Thank you, ma'am. It's a pleasure to hear from you the letter of citation. Now, I would like to request our Honorable Secretary Governing Body and Patron of this association, Reverend S.P. Lal Sahab, to present this memento to Professor Abraham Saab. And I most humbly request once again to all my friends, all my participants, to keep yourself mute while a speaker is speaking. I am listening some noise from the background. I most humbly request you. Once again, I request our Secretary Governing Body, Reverend S.P. Lal Sahab, to present this memento to Professor Abraham Saab.
Chancellor, CGM University Kanpur, Professor Nilima Gupta, Honorable Dr. Ajit Sinha, former Director, UGC, DA, CSR, Mr. Alok Joshi, former RO Chief, Mr. Sanjay Kothari, CVC, Government of India, Mr. Satish Mahanaji, Cabinet Minister, UP Government, Mr. Abhijit Bhattacharya, and all the distinguished alumni of the college and other participants. We are gathered here today in honor of an incredible man of God who also served as the principal of Christ Church College, Kanpur. God has indeed been merciful to Professor Abraham, who was able to inspire thousands and thousands of people. We are glad that he has completed 99 years in God's love and joy. And it is a humble prayer that he may continue to enrich the lives of many. Therefore, as a token of love and deep respect, we offer this memento to Dr. Ninan Abraham, and it is our prayer that the blessed hands of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, may be upon him forever and ever. Thank you.
थैंक यू सर। हम हमेशा रेडी रहेंगे आपके आशीर्वचनों के लिए, आपके समय के लिए, आपकी प्रेयर के लिए। हम लोग बहुत देर से अपनी दिल की धड़कन रोके हुए हैं। हमारे बीच अभिजीत भट्टाचार्य जी मौजूद हैं। अभिजीत भट्टाचार्य जी को इंट्रोडक्शन की कोई जरूरत नहीं है। वो एक नोटेड सिंगर हैं और सबसे बड़ी बात है कि मैं उनसे 3 या 4 बार मिला और मैंने ये देखा कि उनके दिल में क्राइस्टचर्च और क्राइस्टचर्च कॉलेज के स्टूडेंट्स, टीचर्स के लिए असीम प्यार है। मैं उनसे रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि वो लिंक पर आए, बोलें और साथ साथ हम सबकी प्रार्थना स्वीकार करते हुए कुछ 2 लाइनें कॉलेज के लिए, हमारे मित्रों के लिए। हम लोग बहुत देर से इंतजार कर रहे हैं, हमारे फ्रेंड्स भी इंतजार कर रहे हैं कि सर आप बोलें, आप हमारे बहुत आदरणीय गेस्ट हैं। मिस्टर अभिजीत भट्टाचार्य जी।
आपका नंबर है कौन सा?
अभिजीत भट्टाचार्य जी।
पता नहीं, आपने कहा नहीं सही, हमारा मुझे जल्दी लगाओ। टाइम खत्म हो जाएगा।
क्या अभिजीत जी आ रहे हैं? अभिजीत जी लाइन पर थे।
अभिजीत सर आप अनम्यूट करिए अपने को। अभिजीत सर,
अभिजीत जी लाइन पर नहीं आ पा रहे हैं, वो दिख अवश्य रहे हैं। तो मैं आगे बढ़ता हूं। डॉक्टर अजीत सिन्हा साहब is an eminent physicist and one of the most popular teachers. He passed BSc from our college, topping in the exam, MSc and PhD from IIT Kanpur, postdoctorate from Indiana University, USA.
can you hear me? This is Abhijit.
Abhijit, yeah.
Let's go back to Abhijit sir.
First we will go back to Abhijit sir.
Sorry, I was about to say that I am very grateful, and rather I will say thank you for bringing me to my city. मैं मुंबई में बैठा हूँ, बट मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि मैं अपने कानपुरिया दोस्तों के साथ बैठा हूँ। कानपुर वालों को कानपुरिया बोलना कोई अतिशयोक्ति नहीं होगी, ना तो उसमें एक प्यार झलकता है। So you told me, you asked me to sing 2 lines. Let me remind you, only for those few lines I was always being suspended from the college. Those I can never forget that. साइकिल स्टैंड में सरदार जी, दैन सरदार जी का बेटा, अब वो बेटा अभी जो अभी है, जो हमसे छोटा था और आज ऐसा लगता है हमारा बुजुर्ग। मैं उनको बोलता हूँ अंकल कैसे हो, बोला नहीं भाई मैं वही हूँ अंकल का बेटा। सो कहीं ना कहीं मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि कानपुर बहुत आगे बढ़ गया, हम लोग ठहर गए। सो मुझे याद है, एंड बहुत कम लोगों को मौका मिला होगा डायरेक्ट एनकाउंटर विथ अवर बिलव्ड, हमारे 100 years के नैनन जी से उनको मिलना, रूबरू डायरेक्ट एनकाउंटर। ही केम टू मी, आर यू अभिजीत भट्टाचार्य? हाँ तो दूसरे दिन मेरा नोट आ गया, सस्पेंशन ब्लैक बोर्ड पे लगा हुआ था कि आई एम सस्पेंडेड फॉर 15 days फ्रॉम द कॉलेज बिकॉज आई यूज्ड टू शाउट, नॉट सिंगिंग। मैं जोर जोर से गाता था, मेरे पास माइक नहीं था, आई यूज्ड टू सिंग, ओ माझी रे, बस लोगों को पता नहीं क्यों इस गाने से इतना प्यार था। अरे कुछ और गाना सुनो, अभिजीत माझीरे हो जाए, माझीरे हो जाए,
माझीरे हो जाए।
हाँ पापा जी साइकिल स्टैंड वही बोलते, ओ माझीरे, मेरा नाम ही माझीरे रख दिया था। तो चिल्ला के आई यूज्ड टू स्क्रीम, क्योंकि उसमें एक स्टाइल थी। तो मुझे 2 बार सस्पेंड किया, एंड थैंक्स कि मैं कह तो सकता हूँ कि मुझे सर ने डायरेक्ट सस्पेंड किया था। थैंक्स, ग्रेटफुल दैट ही न्यू मी कि हु आई एम, जबकि उनको कोई जरूरत नहीं थी कि मैं कौन हूँ क्या हूँ, लेकिन ही न्यू कि दिस फेलो इज द सिंगर। ये हर जगह न्यूसेंस फैलाता है, गाना गाता क्या करता है, व्हाटएवर। फिर कैंटीन की बातें हुई। सो मैं अभी बीच में बहुत बार क्राइस्टचर्च में आता हूँ, तो बिलीव मी, मैं क्राइस्ट में घुसते टाइम क्राइस्टचर्च में झुक के दोनों हाथों से उसको, जैसे लोग पैर छूते हैं तो मैं क्राइस्टचर्च को छूता हूँ, अपने सीने से लगाता हूँ, अंदर जाता हूँ। ये जो जिसको बोलते हैं कि संस्कार, नाम भले ही कुछ भी हो, लेकिन संस्कार ऐसा लगता है कि क्राइस्टचर्च कॉलेज का वही संस्कार जो मैं बेसिकली रामकृष्ण मिशन स्कूल से आया था, देन बीएनएसडी, फिर क्राइस्टचर्च में, लेकिन मेरे संस्कार ऐसे थे जैसे मैं अभी भी रामकृष्ण मिशन में पढ़ रहा हूँ। वो संस्कार जो मिलता था हमें वहाँ पे कि कॉलेज को हाथ लगाना, कॉलेज के पैर छूना, क्लास में जाना। मुझे अभी भी याद है डॉक्टर एनडी तिवारी जी, एनडी शर्मा, प्रोफेसर एनडी शर्मा, अवस्थी जी, अभी आप एचएम मल्होत्रा जी का नाम ले रहे थे, आई कांट सी हिम, ही वाज माय प्रोफेसर एज वेल। आई स्टिल रिमेंबर। मैं बीकॉम मेरे नेक्स्ट 1 साल बाद से शुरू हुआ था, आई थिंक इट वाज 77 से बीकॉम 76 से बीकॉम शुरू होता है, और हम लोग सेकंड बैच के थे, या तो 77 से बीकॉम शुरू हुआ था। मैं फर्स्ट बैच का, तो मेरे साथ संजीव सिया, शरद जयपुरिया, मुझे जितने नाम याद हैं वो सब मेरे साथ थे। थोड़ी रूबरू हो जाए, नो प्रॉब्लम। ये आई कांट सी यू मिस्टर महल वाला।
सर वो मैं 2 लैपटॉप पे हूँ, एक का इंटरनेट कनेक्शन थोड़ा सा लूज हो गया है, तो या दे आर है। तो मेरा हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट ये है सर, 2 लाइनें जो फिर हम सस्पेंड करवा देंगे आपको दोबारा।
मुंबई से कानपुर,
मुंबई से कानपुर।
मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि ये गाना शायद उस समय बना था जब मुझे ये गाना डेडिकेट करना था निनन जी को, हमारे प्रिंसिपल साहब को। मैं उन्हें अभी भी मानता हूँ कि ही स्टिल आवर प्रिंसिपल। उनके प्रिंसिपल्स ही हमारे प्रिंसिपल हैं, प्रिंसिपल साहब के प्रिंसिपल ही हमारे प्रिंसिपल।
क्या बात।
सो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि वो उनका हमारे पर एक खौफ नहीं था, एक वो था ना कि जैसे कोई गाइड होता, कोई कोच होता है, या कोई जैसे आर्मी में या कहीं डिफेंस में आप जब जाते हैं तो यू हैव टू लिसन टू समवन हु इज द फाइनल अथॉरिटी, गॉड। तो मुझे आज भी कभी कभी सपना आता है कि ही इज देयर एंड मुझे सस्पेंड किया जा रहा है। तो वो खौफ बहुत अच्छा खौफ है, ऐसा खौफ हर एक में होना चाहिए जो अभी नहीं होता है कॉलेजों में। अच्छा, तो मुझे लगता है कि मैं उनके लिए ये गाना बिल्कुल अप्रोप्रिएट है, आई शुड सिंग। और जब मैं गा रहा था तो मुझे कभी मालूम नहीं था कि ये गाना इतने साल बाद मैं इनके लिए गाऊंगा। आप लोग मेरे साथ गा सकते हैं। तुम दिल की धड़कन में रहते हो, तुम रहते हो, बाहों में आ जाओ, सपनों में खो जाओ, तुम दिल की धड़कन में रहते हो, रहते हो, मेरी इन सांसों से कहते हो हे हा 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 थैंक यू
Thank you. Thank you.
थैंक यू। हम लोगों का दिल खुश हो गया। निनान साहब से जितने मिलके खुशी हुई उतना ही आपके गाने से खुशी हुई। खुशी साहब इज देयर। अब मैं एक बात शेयर करना चाहता हूँ। कल अजीत सिन्हा साहब से मेरी बात हो रही थी। आपने देखा टाइट शेड्यूल है। बोले रवि मैं सारा समय दे दूंगा तो मुझे 4 लाइनें उनसे सुनवा दो। मैं बहुत उनकी तारीफ करता हूँ। और वो एक ऐसे सिंगर हैं जो उनकी रेंज है उतनी वाइड है बॉलीवुड में किसी की भी नहीं है। तो मैं
He's right.
And thanks to the college for that, because I thought you learned from the college by raising volume.
Yes.
अब मैं अजीत साहब का इंट्रोडक्शन दे चुका हूँ। अब मैं अजीत साहब से रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि वो इस ओकेजन पे 2 शब्द बोले। सर।
So thank you, Ravi. It is a great pleasure and a chance for me to be amongst the greatest alumni of the college, which is more than 120, 130 years old. Honorable Vice Chancellor, the Principal Sahab of the college, and our learned Principal, Professor Abraham. उनके लिए मैं केवल लगभग वही बात कहूंगा जो अभिजीत जी ने भी कहा कि the person I joined in 73 after joining IIT Kanpur and then leaving IIT Kanpur, because I joined there for BTech and then I decided to do my BSc and go for physics. So I came back to Christchurch College and we got the admission, and then this principal साहब से हम लोग को बहुत डर लगता था, चाहे जिस कैटेगरी में हो। वो कहीं दूर से भी अगर दिख जाए तो हम लोग बिल्कुल शांत और अच्छे, और कोई भी एक्टिविटी सब फ्रीज आउट रहता था। So I think he is a man with very, very few words. He hardly spoke, but when he spoke, it was perhaps each word was packed with so much of power that people followed him. I mean, they just freeze. I mean, all of us, all our class in BSc was filled with all kind of students, but the moment anybody knows that he is within the 100-meter, 50-meter range, freeze out, complete freeze out. So this is something which an occasion has come now to hear his few more words, and that is something which I think all of us have to learn. In my career, maybe some of the failures I have met is because I didn't follow this principle of our principal, Sahab, that speak few words and pack them with some power. So I am a little bit more talkative, and that has caused some problem. So I just fold my hands and wait for few words from our learned Abraham Sahab. We obviously celebrate and facilitate his great 100 years, which has already occurred a few days back. And I don't know whether he remembers, but I have a photograph with me where he had graced the occasion of my marriage program in Kanpur itself. So I am an old Kanpuriya and I belong to BNSG college also, Abhi sir. मैं आपको बोल रहा था, मैं BNSG से छठे से पढ़ा था और फिर क्राइस्टचर्च में BSc किया, MSc में मैं IIT चला गया था। तो ये एक बहुत सौभाग्य था कि हमको अब्राहम साहब के बाद फिर मैंने कॉलेज ज्वाइन किया था एज ए लेक्चरर 79 से 87 तक मैंने पढ़ाया है। तो I remained a college teacher and I enjoyed that science and teaching, and I enjoyed this great evening which I think the organizers have arranged, and have first chance ever to see you, Abhijit ji, face to face through online, doesn't matter, and obviously our principal sir, I can see him now. So thank you very much for this event and allowing me to share my few thoughts on this. Thank you very much. Ravi ji, aapko wapas.
Thank you, sir. Now, let me introduce Mr. Alok Joshi ji, sir, who is rightly called Super Cop of India. मैं एक बात आपसे शेयर करता हूं जो मैंने लिखी नहीं है, मैं सिर्फ दिल से बोल रहा हूं। 2012 के बाद रॉ में सर आ गए थे और आप सब लोगों ने महसूस करा हो, याद करिए जरा, अपने दिमाग पर जोर दीजिए, उसके बाद टेररिस्ट एक्टिविटीज इंडिया में बिल्कुल जीरो हो गई, बारिंग जम्मू कश्मीर। सर, आई सल्यूट यू फॉर दिस। ऑनरेबल मिस्टर आलोक जोशी जी is an IPS officer of Haryana cadre. He was chief of RAW, chairman of NTRO. Under his chairmanship, NTRO helped Indian Army in most effective and lethal way in anti-insurgency operation at Burma border against Naga terrorists. It proved to be problem-ending operation. Thousand salutes to you, sir. I most humbly request you to unmute yourself and say a few words on the occasion.
Thank you, Ravi ji. Namaskar, Abhijit ji, Sinha ji. मेरे ख्याल से रवि जी ने कुछ ज्यादा ही बोल दिया। मुझे भी नहीं पता था कि मेरा कंट्रीब्यूशन रहा है, but one feels very privileged to be sharing this platform this evening in honor of Professor Ninan Ibrahim. अभिजीत जी ने बताया कि कितनी वो एक स्ट्रॉन्ग टावरिंग पर्सनैलिटी रहे हैं। मैं इस कॉलेज में 70 से 72 तक था और मैं आज उनके कंपैशन की मिसाल दूंगा जो उनका स्टूडेंट्स के लिए थी। मैं बीए कर रहा था, हिस्ट्री का पेपर था मेरे पास और फर्स्ट ईयर में आई थॉट आई हैड डन वेरी वेल, लेकिन जब मार्क्स आए तो जहाँ मुझे लग रहा था कि मुझे डिस्टिंक्शन मिलेगा वहाँ पे मुझे सिर्फ पास मार्क्स मिले। And I was really upset. I was traumatized, in fact. And I approached my history teacher. I still remember Dr. Paul was there. And I discussed with him and he was also convinced. तो उन्होंने कहा कि भाई ये आप अप्लाई करिए रीएवैल्यूएशन के लिए। तो खैर, टू कट अ लॉन्ग स्टोरी शॉर्ट, रिकाउंट के लिए तो यूनिवर्सिटी तैयार थी लेकिन रीएवैल्यूएशन के लिए नहीं थी। And recount would not have helped in any way because they would have just added up the marks again. So we insisted on re-evaluation, but for that you needed a very strong recommendation from the principal. And I was brought, or rather ushered, into the presence of Professor Abraham in his office. I still remember those moments. And he took one look at me and he said, "Are you convinced you did very well?" I said, "Yes, sir, I'm very much convinced and I'm confident." He said, "Then the matter ends," and he wrote a recommendation letter and the whole thing was re-evaluated. And informally later on, although the marks were, there was a uptick in the marks, but later on informally, we came to know कि एग्जामिनर्स को लगा था कि शायद मैंने किताब से चीटिंग करी है, इसलिए चला गया। But what I can never forget is that Professor Abraham, he stood by me in that moment when my whole world was falling apart. And it's a privilege to be on this platform. As I said, it's great to see you, Abhijit ji. One has been a great fan of yours songs and singing, and I wish all the best. I pray for good health and for Professor Abraham. Thank you, sir. Thank you once again. Thank you, Ravi, for bringing me out here on this platform. Please take over. Thank you.
Sir, मैंने ज्यादा नहीं कहा था। बिल्कुल किसी भी कैप्टन ऑफ द शिप को सारा क्रेडिट जाता है। तो मैंने जो भी कहा वो हिस्टोरिक तो है ही है। आई हैव हिस्टोरिक एविडेंस। बाकी सब लोग अपने
जोशी साहब, जो कहेंगे करेंगे वो रॉ के अनुसार किसी को पता नहीं लगेगा.
We have best not to be seen, not to be heard. Thank you.
Right, right.
Right, sir. तो माना साहब हमको लिंक में नजर नहीं आ रहे हैं. इज ऑनरेबल कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर फॉर इंडस्ट्रियल डेवलपमेंट उत्तर प्रदेश. I can understand his engagement, his busyness. He may join after some time. तो मैं आगे बढ़ता हूं. मेरे गुरु यहाँ पर मौजूद हैं और अजीत सिन्हा साहब के भी गुरु थे. आप सब लोगों के गुरु हैं हमारे पूज्य डॉक्टर वी.के. श्रीवास्तव साहब. मुझे नजर आ रहे हैं. मैं डॉक्टर वी.के. श्रीवास्तव साहब से कहूंगा कि वो 2 शब्द इस मौके पर बोले.
Thank you, Ravi. Sir, I am very glad to see you after a decade. I am speaking for Mr. Abraham now. When I was appointed in 1970 in the Department of Physics, then I was almost a little awed by his towering and daunting personality, and with a very firm expression on his face, and at times he was inaudible. I am going to tell you only one episode, that once I was coming out of a classroom after my lecture and we met each other. He murmured something which I could not understand at that time, but after a few steps I realized that he was asking me to go and put on some weight, because I was very lean and thin at that time. And you will be surprised to know that after a few months, I really started gaining weight. This was actually the awe of that Abraham Sahib. Actually, and I wish him a very healthy and peaceful life. I am extremely thankful to Dr. S.P. Paul, the patron of the association and the secretary of the governing body, Dr. Joseph Daniel, the principal, and especially to Mr. Ravi Mahalwal, the convener of this Google Meet, who took all the praise for organizing this event. I am very happy to see Ajit Sinha and
Sir, namaskar, pranam, sir.
And Sanjay Kothari. They were my favorite students. They both did my MSc Physics. And we keep on talking to each other. Of course, on net only. Thank you so much. I'm elated that I have been given an opportunity to come to this platform and speak for Mr. Abraham. Thank you.
Thank you. Namaskar, sir.
सर ने मुझे धन्यवाद दिया. सर, पिता पुत्र को धन्यवाद नहीं देता. आप मेरे पिता तुल्य हैं, मेरे गुरु हैं, और आपके शब्द हम लोगों के लिए एक तरह के आदेश हैं, आशीर्वाद है. Former President Dr. Neeta Dave Jain now would. Yes, some goyal is there and he is just trying to enter and present something. I would like to request him to please wait for some time till the end. Dr. Neeta Dave ji, Dr. Neeta Dave Jain ji, हमारी सबसे पॉपुलर टीचर हमारे टाइम की. हम लोग उनके क्लास में अटेंड करने जाते थे जबकि मैं फिजिक्स में था. और अभिजीत जी, आप मिस कर गए सर. कुछ आपने क्राइस्टचर्च की जो चीजें मिस करी हैं, और नाउ मैडम को देखिए और देन यू रियलाइज कि मैं क्या कह रहा हूँ. एंड शी वाज द मोस्ट पॉपुलर टीचर
It's a best
कॉलेज ऑफ आवर टाइम, एंड टिल टुडे शी इज आल्सो पॉपुलर. So, Dr. Nita Davide, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Ravi. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Very hearty good afternoon to Mr. Ninan Ibrahim, our most celebrated and a legendary figure of Christchurch College. I am honored to be able to speak before you today. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'll begin by giving my humble respects to our chief guest, the most revered Mr. Ninan Ibrahim, former Vice Chancellor of Kanpur University and former Principal of Christchurch College. Honorable Vice Chancellor, CSGM, Dr. Nilima Gupta, guests of honor, who are illustrious alumni of Christchurch College, and we have them all here with us. Respected Shri Sanjay Kothari, Chief Vigilance Commissioner, Government of India, Shri Satish Mahana, Cabinet Minister, Government of Uttar Pradesh, Mr. Alok Joshi, former Chief of RAW, Mr. Dr. Ajit Singh, Mr. Abhijit Bhattacharya, the great singer, and among our senior most and most respected Shri R.N. Tandon ji, Shri Ghulam Moinuddin ji, Dr. We have, who was a Ranji player, Mr. T.S. Johar, Mr. Mehrotra, among yet innumerable others who have made a mark for themselves in their places of work and in society. I, Dr. Nita Davijayan, former principal, Christchurch College, and so president of the Alumni Association, formerly Dean, Faculty of Arts, CSJM, thank Secretary, Christchurch College, Reverend Lal, and Principal Professor Dr. Joseph Daniel to have invited me to this felicitation ceremony and to say a few words for a colossal figure. I use the word colossal, and it is a contradiction in terms for a person who was synonymous with Christchurch College and still remains so for a galaxy of alumni all across the globe. It is with no flattery, sir, that I must confess that your tenure in Christchurch College was it, and people do to say that, was one of the golden years. It's the golden era of Christchurch College, and the college was known locally, nationally, and internationally for the highest level of holistic education that was given to them. I remain one of the privileged few, sir, because I was appointed by you, and you were known for your erudition nationally and internationally, and especially for your work on William Wordsworth. I recollect my interview, and in my interview, among the various questions and discussions that we had, you had asked me to go to the furthest end of the principal's office and deliver a lecture on Wordsworth. And to this day, I remember the words that came out in front of your personality. From then on, I was always one of those, overawed by your very towering, illustrious personality. You were omniscient, literally, almost on the campus. We were always, as Mr. Joshi just said, everyone was overawed by you. Whether it was the students, even the staff, I should say, the faculty were always apprehensive that perhaps Mr. Abraham would be anywhere around, see us, and would have a word for us to go back to class or whatever. I remember you used to stand outside the classrooms and listen to our lectures also. So, well, sir, those were golden days. And with this opportunity that we got today, I think we've been able to relive our experiences. And I thank Dr. Ravi Melwal once again for giving me this opportunity for felicitating, sir. So may God give you good health and the happiness to cherish your memories. Thank you, Mr. George Abraham, too, for bringing him here and for helping us this. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Ravi? Dr. Ravi? Professor Mayalala? Hello? Hello?
Hello, ma'am. I just forgot to unmute myself. Thank you, madam. Thank you. Mr. Ashok Mehrotra is our Vice President and owner of famous Meghdut Hotel of our times. I request him to unmute himself and say a few words on the occasion. Mr. Ashok Mehrotra, sir.
Thank you, Ravi ji. Respected Principal Saab, हमारे Ninan Abraham ji, Secretary of the school, former Principal Neeta Dave ji, and all the gracious people present here. I joined Christchurch College long back, almost 60 years back, in the year 1961, and passed out in 1963 doing my BSc. And I can say without hesitation that I still have the fond memories of those 2 years. And I can say without any hesitation that it has definitely added to my personality also. I remember I had my earlier education at Methodist High School. At that time, it was Girls High School, then the GNK Inter College. And after doing my intermediate from there, I joined Christchurch and then went for engineering. I can say that at that time, we used to say that the discipline in the Christchurch College was par excellence. And in a lighter mood, we used to say, even if a student from the DAV college comes, while entering the gate of the Christchurch College, वो सीधे चलने लगता है. हमें अच्छी तरीके से, I remember one day one of my friend had come. He was in some other college. He was in BSSD, and two of us of Christchurch College decided to go for a movie for the matinee show. Just at the in front of the cycle stand. Hello, some disturbance is there.
मिसेस दवे को बोलिए अपना लैपटॉप कर दे, बंद कर दे.
Ashok sir, please unmute herself.
It again got mute. So just in front of the cycle stand, we were just going out and the principal sir was coming and he just asked us, it was his tone like that, well, students, where are you going? So I said, sir, I'm going, I live nearby.
अशोक जी, मल्होत्रा सर,
जी सर.
निनान साहब वेट कर रहे हैं जरा.
हाँ, तो उनको कराइए, प्लीज.
मैं करा देता हूँ सर.
Please,
I'm really sorry. I'm most
no,
humbly.
it's perfectly all right. It's perfectly all right. Please, हम लोग उन्हीं के लिए बैठे हैं साहब, प्लीज.
हमारे फॉर्मर प्रेसिडेंट, हमारे फाउंडिंग प्रेसिडेंट, हमारे most respected principal, a living legend, Abraham Saab, is waiting to address the August gathering. I would like to request Dr. Bobby Abraham Saab. First of all, I welcome him and I request him to help Abraham Saab to speak a few words. Abraham Saab, Professor Abraham Saab, please, my request is come on the line, please. Dr. Bobby Abraham Saab, please help our principal, former principal. Hello. May I request our learned principal to.
Hello.
Just sir,
Hello.
help me to bring him on the line, sir.
Hello, Dr. Bobby. Hello. Hello. എബ്രഹാമിനോട് കണക്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പറഞ്ഞേ. കണക്ഷൻ കിട്ടുന്നില്ല. ഇല്ല, അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് മാഡത്തിനെ കണക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. എബ്രഹാം സാറിനോട് ബോബി എന്ന് വിളിച്ചു പറഞ്ഞു ഒന്ന് കണക്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പറഞ്ഞു. കണക്ഷൻ കിട്ടുന്നു. ഇപ്പം കണക്ഷൻ ലിങ്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ പറഞ്ഞു. ബോബി എന്ന് വിളിച്ചു പറഞ്ഞു ഒന്ന് കണക്ഷൻ ലിങ്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ. ഓക്കെ. ഹലോ. ഹലോ. Is this not able to connect?
Till then, I would like to request Honorable Sanjay Kothari Sahab, CBC Chief Vigilance, Central Vigilance Commissioner, Government of India, to address us. Sir was there just in the beginning of this meeting, and now I would like to request him to join the meeting and address us. Sir. Kothari sir.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can now. We can now hear you.
Yeah. As soon as Dr. Professor Abraham joins, I can stop because we should not give him any discomfort. Respected Professor Ninan Abraham sir, whose 100 amazing years we are celebrating together. Professor Nilima Gupta, Vice Chancellor, Aspire Kanpur University. Dr. Joseph Daniel, Principal Christchurch College. My professors, members of Christchurch College Alumni Association. My colleagues and persons associated with Christchurch College. My younger colleagues of Physics stream and my friends of BSc D2 1974, if they are online. I am grateful to all of you.
Okay. He's online. He's online. Okay.
Hello?
Yes.
You can connect him to him.
Abraham sir is online.
Yeah, no. So
after this only, this will be connected. Okay. We'll do. I will do it. I will tell.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Can you?
We can hear you, sir.
Well, it was in 1957 that I came to Kanpur to join the Christchurch College. And I stayed there in the college till 1982. Soon after I joined the college, I got the feeling that we needed more development in science. So, fortunately, we got a good grant from the government or central government as an old college. We started botany BSc, zoology BSc. Shortly after that, botany MSc and chemistry MSc. Later on, we started physics and zoology MSc and BCom and MCom also. With the result that when the state government started giving merit grants to colleges, we got the top prize in most of the years. And towards the end, we were getting the prize continuously, and the government stopped the scheme. I do not know for what reason. Then
He'll talk again. 1 minute. He's not used to sitting for so long, but he'll talk again. In fact, I'll just add on. He had applied to the college, and Reverend Slater and the bishop. Reverend Slater was the former principal, and the bishop was there. I do not remember his name, but that letter got delayed, and it landed on the day the interview was going on. And this is what he has told me. And they got this letter, the postman brought this letter to the interviewing board. And when Reverend Slater read it, the letter said, I am educated at Oxford, but I do not want to come for an interview. If you can take me, then I will come. You must send me the appointment letter. Only then I will come. Otherwise, I cannot come from Kerala just for an interview. Those days, reaching Kanpur from Kerala took a whole 4 days, changing about 4 trains, and that to steam engine trains. You know what we have all gone through.
I had a very happy time at Christ Church College, Kanpur. There were some problems at the start, but they were not very serious, and I enjoyed my time. I felt that it was a work given to me by God, and I remained here until 1982, as I have already said. The students of the college were on the whole, were very well behaved. They were proud of their college being a college with good discipline. Students themselves used to say, we would not have indiscipline. That was one of the great things about the college. And what should I say?
He has always, I was a small boy, probably around about 8 years old at that time, born in 1954. And I have vivid memories of the house we stayed in, the college campus that me and my brothers and one sister played in, and the Methodist high school that we used to go every day in the rickshaw from there. He was absolutely strict. I think it was in 1962 that the principal got a car. And the bishop, each time used to come, used to stay with us. The bishop was unaware that this payment for all hosting the bishop used to be paid by the principal's salary. There was not much of a salary we had, but I think somebody mentioned to the bishop that the principal is paying for all this, and that is when the principal got an allowance for hosting dignitaries. Again, I remember little time, I still vividly remember Dr. Radhakrishnan coming there. He was the vice president at that time, and I think, if my memory is correct, he had a spring bed which had to be flown down from Delhi for him to spend and have an afternoon siesta. I still remember a picture taken with my mother and my father standing next to him at the entrance of what was the principal's house. I'm trying to trace it. I think it's with some of my friends. It's somewhere in one of the old albums. But I think Christ Church, my father has given to Christ Church a lot, but it's Christ Church that shaped our lives. It shaped not only my father's life, but it shaped all of our lives. He used to never let us touch the telephone because it was the principal's telephone, not a personal telephone. He would not allow us to go on the car also because that blue ambassador car that was bought for him, actually in the end, nobody wanted it. So they gifted it to him. And he brought it back here. And Kerala being the state that we know, we spent a lot of money trying to get the car off the train because the union system wouldn't allow us to take the car off the train. It took more money to convince them that it's worth taking the car off the train than bringing the car from Kanpur to Kerala. Of course, things have changed in Kerala, but they were new to us because all of us, and I especially, grew up in Kanpur. Kanpur is still a part of me. I am still a Kanpuria, as Abhijit said, and I still listen to your songs on Geo, and I know in my heart that sometime I came there about 3 years back for our MHS reunion, and I'll do that again and again as long as I can. My father always looks forward to receiving phone calls from you. Of course, WhatsApp, he has tried. I brought him a smartphone, but that phone is too smart for him. That is the problem. But then I am there. I stay with him and work close by. Of course, our professions are totally different. I don't understand a word of what he writes because I am a surgeon. He writes things which are above what I can understand. But I'm sure among you all, especially Professor Neeta, will understand more and understand my difficulties in understanding what he writes. He has had, after he came, he was part of the College Development Council of Kerala, educating teachers. He was also the president and director of the Kerala Higher Education Forum till a very long time. And for a person who spent much of his academic life outside of Kerala, he got to know almost all the vice chancellors, all the senior teachers of Kerala. And I think he still wants to. His brain is much better than mine. He still remembers dates, he still remembers names, especially of the older students. In fact, I did not become a physician. I rather chose to be a surgeon because, much like my mother, I was better with my hands. And he has gifted that to my younger brother, and he has a photographic memory, so has my younger brother, and fortunately my younger daughter also, who's now a assistant professor at Patiala University, close to Kanpur, not very far away. So part of me is still in North India, and I'm sure he has a lot more to say. But I think this Zoom meeting should not be limited to just his birthday. He wants to live till 120. That's what he told me. Somewhere in the Bible it's quoted. I'm still trying to find where it is. And this time, for his birthday, he came with a very peculiar idea, which I had not thought of, because for me, 100 looks very far away. For the 99 2 digits, he had 2 candles, he blew it off. Of course, with a little assistance. But the 3 candles, he didn't want to blow it off, because that wants to remain. It's a 3-digit figure, 100 and beyond. So I'm sure we'll be back very many more times. I don't know whether I'll be there, but surely he'll be. Surely he'll be.
Because you're there.
We live in Kerala, a little more. And this house that we are seated in was built by my grandmother when my father was studying, possibly. Went through a lot of hard times because my father lost his father due to snake bite at the age of 5 years. That is why probably he became a professor. If my grandfather had been alive, there would have been many more children. And we were business people in Kerala. And I don't know how much business my father would have been able to do. He's not a businessman. He is a literary man. And so probably Providence, probably God's will that my grandmother took care of him, realized he was good at studies and encouraged him on taking a lot of debts and which we could finally pay off. She could pay off. But there you are. And another anecdote that I have to say is, my parents got married in 1950. He saw my mother first around 8 years back, but then decided it's not the appropriate time. Probably she did her MSc in botany from Agra College, long time back. And after that, he got married. And 2 weeks after the marriage, he got the scholarship, British Council scholarship, to go to Oxford. It took him 1 month to go. There was no mobiles, not even phones. Letters took several days and months. After he came back after 3 or 4 years, my mother used to tell me, she was wondering what he looked like. She came home with the tallest man whom she saw coming from there. And fortunately, I was born after that. So this is how our life is here. I have built this house, along with this, joined it. I welcome each and every one of you to come to Kerala. It's a beautiful place, no pollution, absolutely surrounded by greenery. And Dr. Patterson, some of his other students have come and stayed with us. And please do come. Abhijit sir, if you come and sing in our home,
yeah,
I think that can happen to us.
Obviously.
Yeah, but it is not limited to those people who can sing. It's for everyone.
I won't sing. I won't. I'm still afraid of him. I will not sing. Where in Kerala?
A very long time for me to get over that. And thank you so much. Thank you so much. He wants to say so much, but then this is the longest time he has been up on a chair. And at 99, this area is very strong. We shall lower down.
Thank you very much.
Coming week.
No, thank you all very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
But I was so happy at Kanpur that I have felt that God took me from Kerala and brought me to Kanpur and left me here. Thank you all of you for the nice sentiments you have expressed about me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
First of all, I must thank Dr. Bobby Abraham to make this evening so lively and so wonderful. It was a pleasure to hear from Professor Ninan Abraham. It was like a dream coming true. आत्मिक सुख मिला है सर, केवल 2 ही शब्द मैं कह सकता हूँ. It's a very emotional moment for all of us. We are indebted to you. We were indebted to you, and we shall remain indebted to you for whatever you have done to us. I once again request our honorable guest of honor, Mr. Sanjay Kothari Sahab, to join and say a few words again to continue, sir. Sir, Sanjay sir.
Respected Professor Ninan Abraham sir, in fact, I spoke to you on your birthday. I don't know whether you recollect it or not. It was great hearing from you. And it was great hearing from you today also. In fact, I'm very grateful to all of you to have invited me for this function. We
I
all have
remember-
gathered here to admire you, to remember you, and remember you fondly.
Ah,
I'm
I
Sanjay Kothari.
I
I'm
remember going
I
to
spoke
Nepal
to you on phone.
and staying with Sanjay. I remember long ago.
In Nepal.
In Nepal.
I think there's some mix-up. I was in Christchurch College from 1972 to 76. Did my
Yeah.
MSc Physics.
Yeah. There must have been somebody in Nepal with whom he stayed. Yeah.
Nepal, was he the ambassador? Or I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
But I
May
spoke
have
to him. Yeah.
And he associates that with you.
Okay, but that is also fine.
Yeah.
No, whatever, most of the thing has been said by Mr. Bobby. Being a principal at the age of 34, living all by yourself is a great achievement. In fact, I just want to quote something from Helen Keller: character cannot be developed in ease and quiet. Only through experience of trial and suffering can the soul be strengthened, vision cleared, ambition inspired, and success achieved. You are a live example of that. Just to say a part of my story, in fact, I did my intermediate in 1972, had a position in UP board, was admitted to IIT, but I declined that offer and joined Christchurch College. You had made Christchurch College great. In fact, there was no discussion on the subject that where should I go, and I was fully satisfied that we went to the right college. You put your heart and soul together in this college. At that time, we may not have admired that much of it, but looking back, it was great. You yourself mentioned that science was developed by you, and in the year 74 or 76, running a co-ed college in a place like Kanpur must be a very, very difficult time. This I realized now when I became Home Secretary Chandigarh. It was very difficult to discuss with the principal because the students became very unruly. You had perfect discipline in the college. You were listening to the students, giving them the right advice. You were a friend, philosopher, and guide. In fact, it was not studies or sports which really motivated us. I don't know whether you remember, after the 1971 war, Field Marshal Manekshaw came to the college in 1974 just to motivate the students, talk to them how India won the war, and that was one part of your personality. The overall development of personality was another theme. I do remember participating in a debate, very interesting topic, whether men are superior to women. Still remember some of the anecdotes. I also remember with a lot of fondness that as BSc student, he somehow ventured and talked to Governor UP and asked him to come to the college. He readily accepted it, but we had not told you about this. So when we told you about this, that we have already invited the governor, you did not lose your temper. If I were in your place at this position, I would have lost my cool. You encouraged us. The visit of the governor was great. In fact, he liked, this was a philately exhibition, a stamp exhibition which was organized. He was full of praise for the college. You offered them good tea and coffee and snacks. We saved all our money. So that was the whole thing. But the patience, the way you groomed the college student was something great. I also just want to mention a few things. Bobby is in front of us. You motivated not only the students, the family. For a parent, the biggest satisfaction is if your children are well settled. They are not only well settled, they are well groomed. I would also like to quote from another president of India, Mr. APJ Abdul Kalam, The role of a teacher in this case, the case of a principal is like a proverbial ladder. It is used by everyone to climb up in life, but the ladder itself stayed at its place. What I am today is thanks to Professor Ninan Abraham sir and so many other colleagues. We wish you a very contented, happy and healthy years ahead. Thank you.
Thank
Namaskar.
you. In closing, I have one request to make to the old students. Care for your college. It may have difficulties or problems at some time. Well, take good care of the college. Secondly, I have this request. Kanpur is probably not what it was in the olden days. Make it a concern for the Alumni Association to think of making Kanpur as well to do as it was in the olden days. I don't know how to do it, but you are people capable of thinking about it. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll
Thank you very much,
certainly
sir.
do what we can.
Thank you very much, sir, for your request. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Sanjay Kothari sir, Honorable Professor Ninan Abraham sir, for this interaction. We have no words to thank you, Sanjay sir. हम आपके रेडी हैं, रेडी रहेंगे. Professor Nilma Gupta, Honorable Vice Chancellor, CSJ University, has been waiting for a very long to join this meeting. उससे पहले मैं ये बता दूं कि NSA साहब से मेरी बात हुई थी, नेशनल सिक्योरिटी एडवाइजर गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया अजीत डोभाल साहब. उन्होंने कहा कि मेरा नाम ना लिखना, मैं कोशिश करूंगा और आपको सरप्राइज दूंगा. लेकिन अभी कुछ दिन पहले हमारी उनके पीपीएस से बात हुई. वो कह रहे हैं कुछ कारणोंवश उन्हें दिल्ली से बाहर जाना पड़ रहा है, लेकिन उन्होंने प्रोफेसर निनान अब्राहम साहब को अपनी बेस्ट रिगार्ड्स भेजी हैं और अपने सभी साथियों, अपने सभी एलुमनाइज को गुड विशेस भेजी हैं. हम उनको हार्दिक धन्यवाद देते हैं और उनसे उम्मीद करते हैं कि बहुत जल्दी हमारी किसी मीटिंग में वो ज्वाइन करेंगे. नाउ a few words about our learned Professor Nilma Gupta. She has almost changed the complexion of CSJ University. She has a very good academic record. If I just read it out, it will take at least 5 to 6 minutes. But the paucity of the time is not allowing me, ma'am. So, but definitely she is a very good administrator. She has a number of academic excellence certificates in her cap. I most humbly request her to join the meeting and address us. She is also the president of this meeting, and you can all learn from her कि अपने सीनियर लोग या अपने रिटायर्ड लोगों की कैसे इज्जत करी जा सकती है. ये उनका जो जेस्चर है ज्वाइन करने का वो बहुत बहुत बढ़िया है. वाइस चांसलर महोदय हमारे जानती हैं कि प्रोफेसर निनान अब्राहम साहब हमारे वाइस चांसलर थे, तो अपने पुराने रिटायर्ड कलीग के लिए वो इतनी व्यस्त कार्य छोड़ के आ रही हैं. आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड. आई वेलकम यू मैम एंड प्लीज unmute yourself and say a few words. Professor Nilma Gupta, ma'am.
Thank you very much. I must say that first of all, I feel very privileged to be with you on this grand occasion of felicitation of Professor Ninan Abraham, the former principal of Christ Church College, but also the former Vice Chancellor of Chhatrapati Shahuji Maharaj University, Kanpur. When I think about Christ Church College, I have said at several occasions that it is one of the most prestigious colleges affiliated to Chhatrapati Shahuji Maharaj University. I feel very happy that it is approaching almost 100 years of its existence. So I compliment the college for taking this venture to organize this meet. I'm so very happy to see a number of distinguished alumni who are present here. Mr. Abhijit Bhattacharya, Honorable Dr. Ajit Sinha, the former director of UGC DAE CSR Consortium from Indore. Honorable Mr. Alok Joshi, retired IPS and member NSAB. Honorable Mr. Sanjay Kothari, retired IAS from the Government of India. Honorable Cabinet Minister, Government of UP, Mr. Satish Mahana, and also some other distinguished alumni like Dr. V.K. Srivastava, Dr. Neeta Jain, Mr. Ashok Mehrotra, Mr. T.S. Juhat, Mr. R.N. Tandon, and above all, I was so very happy to see Professor Ninan Ibrahim. When I joined this university, I just went through the names who were the former vice chancellors of this university. I am the 25th vice chancellor of this university. I could see Professor Ninan Ibrahim's name on the board written behind me. That was quite a long time back. Came the first foundation day of the university, and when I was sitting with all the faculty members, they asked me, "Ma'am, what new should we do this time?" I said, "It is my desire that we invite all the former vice chancellors of this university on this occasion." Everybody was very happy, and this came to be known as a vice chancellors meet as by the press media and all. So I tried to contact each and every former vice chancellor individually. Some of them are incidentally no longer with us. But when I saw this name, I asked my PS about Professor Ibrahim, and he said, "Ma'am, he's very much in Kerala, but he's pretty old." I said, "Doesn't mind. You just dial his number and I'll talk to him." So he dialed his number and I talked to him. And I said that, "Professor Ibrahim, I would like to invite you to our Foundation Day celebrations because I feel that the very foundation of this university has great contributions from all former vice chancellors, which has brought the university to what it is today." He was very happy. And he said that, "Nilima ji, I cannot join you on this occasion, but I feel so happy." And indeed, I still remember he was so excited. He said, "I want to be with you." So I said, "Sir, do one thing. Please write down your feelings and you send them to me. And from the dais, I'll read them out on your behalf." He was very happy. And he wrote a few pages in his own handwriting. I still have them. And I felt so privileged, so honored that I still have those words of his with me. And I read them out from the dais on behalf of Professor Ibrahim. Sir, I do feel that you are still with us, and I feel so very happy when I was told that you will be joining this meeting. Today I was having a busy day, but when my PSC asked that, "Ma'am, this is the occasion," I said, "Definitely I'll join for a few minutes because I would love to see Professor Ibrahim in person." And believe me, sir, I feel so happy to see you in person. I feel honored, I feel privileged to, and I've been hearing so much about you. You were a very successful principal at Christ Church College, where you stayed for a pretty long time. And also you have been a part of Chhatrapati Shahuji Maharaj University. And I owe the achievements of this university to your contributions to this university as well. We remember you, and we do hope that you are a part of the university always, forever and ever. Talking about the Alumni Association, of course, Christ Church has great alumni, which I am seeing just in front of me. And we feel very proud that Chhatrapati Shahuji Maharaj University has had a galaxy of good alumni, may it be from the campus or may it be from the affiliating colleges of our university. We have had the former Prime Minister of India, Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji, who was also an alumnus of this university. We have the present President of India, Sri Ramnath Kovind ji, who was also an alumnus of this university. When I came to know about such grand people, and I also came to know with regret that Chhatrapati Shahuji Maharaj University does not have any alumni association, it was my first endeavor to get this body registered. And I feel so happy to share that today Chhatrapati Shahuji Maharaj University has a registered alumni association with its members increasing day by day. I also approached the Honorable President of India. I went to him with 3 invitations. I said, sir, I want to invite you to Kanpur. He said, what is the occasion? I said, sir, I have brought 3 invitations for you. I said, sir, we have our convocation. I would like to invite you as a chief guest. He said, nahi aunga. I said, sir, we are organizing an international conference of great stature. I would like to invite you as the chief guest. He said, nahi aunga. Teesra kya hai lifafa? I said, sir, this is an invitation for you to participate as chief guest in our alumni function. He said, aunga. So this was his consent with that belief in his mind. And he said, कि मैं प्रेसिडेंट के तौर पर तुम्हारे यहाँ नहीं आ रहा हूँ, मैं आ रहा हूँ तो मैं एक
Nitin,
I think connectivity is lost.
I lost the connection.
There is some problem in the connectivity. As soon as she comes back, I will once again connect her to the audience. Meanwhile, the people permit me to just.
I think there is a power problem there. Power problem is there.
So may I move ahead, sir? Principal, sir.
Yes. There may be a power problem there. That may be the reason.
So, Mr. T.S. Johar and Mr. R.N. Tandon both are waiting for their turn to come. But, sir, my most humble request to both of you is just to say one line only, please. Right now, we are already crossed our limit. Not much time is there. So please, sir, please, my humble request, just say one line only. Over to Mr. T.S. Johar. Johar, sir.
One line is not sufficient to even greet him. You have to give me some time. Mr. Abraham, good evening. And one of your old students, if you remember, whom you polished as a gentleman, I left the college in 74 to join the Navy, and then again came to you in 70s to join the post-graduation and graduation. And I still remember you walking at 4 o'clock with your Raj dog and your peon to check each and every stone of the wall constructed, which is a strongly constructed building where we keep often visiting there. And art exhibitions, extracurricular activities were abundant in your time. And I don't forget to mention Mr. Chauhan, Dr. Tandon, and Nivakasaran, Mr. Indu Prakash, who were in science, but still they were, helping us to organize these functions. Thank you, sir.
थैंक यू जौहर सर. मेरे लिए वो एक ही लाइन थी, इतने भावपूर्वक आपने बोला, धन्यवाद. हमारे जनरल सेक्रेटरी एलुमनाई एसोसिएशन मिस्टर R.N. टंडन, वो लगभग 20 साल से हमारे जनरल सेक्रेटरी हैं, हमारे आदरणीय हैं. बहुत साल तक, बहुत वर्षों से वो एलुमनाई एसोसिएशन की चिंता और उसको चलाते रहे हैं. मैं उनसे प्रार्थना करूंगा कि कुछ शब्द इस मौके पर बोले.
Ninan Abraham साहब को नमस्कार. I am meeting you on this occasion third time. I talked to you on 22nd and I talked to you on 23rd and now I am talking on 28th. I am very happy to see you, sir. Your discipline and your memory about the student is great. You always call the students by their name. Come here. What are you doing? Where are you going? And yet, because of your sickness, the discipline was great. Because of you, everybody was fearing. अब्राहम साहब कहीं देख न ले हमको तो बहुत गड़बड़ हो जाए.
Sunny, I'll take time.
Hello.
Thank you, Tandon sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, I most humbly request our Honorable Secretary, College Governing Body, Reverend S.P. Lal Saab, to appeal to the Alumni Association to say a few words once again to all the alumni of the college. Reverend S.P. Lal sir.
It's a great joy and proud to see all you as the shining stars. And Christchurch College feel privileged to have you all as our alumni. We were hearing from Dr. Ninan Abraham about the discipline of the college, about the atmosphere of the college, and we are really thankful to him and to God. And most of our alumni members are the fruits of his hard labor. At present, we are working hard to bring or to regain the glory, past glory of this college. We are facing some problems. We are not able to appoint our principal or appoint the teaching staff due to some problems. We have already forwarded all our necessary documents to the university, and we are waiting the letter from the university so that we can appoint our teachers and the principal. Because without the principal, permanent principal, and the college staff, we are not able to give the best to our students. And I would like to request all the alumni members, in whatever way, if you can help us so that we are able to appoint our principal and the teachers, because we really feel sad that something is lacking. Without any hesitation, we'll say that we are lacking something, but we are in the process of bringing everything up to the mark. And I appeal to every one of you, in whatever capacity or whatever, in whatever way you can help, so that we may be able to appoint our permanent principal and the teaching staff for the betterment of our students. Thank you all. Thank you very much.
I would just like to add something. My father told me that if I didn't have good marks for intermediate, he would not take me in Christchurch College. So, fortunately or unfortunately, I left for medical studies. But this is something he was so strict about. But possibly the problems that Christchurch is facing now were not there then. He was fortunate that way. Interference in many ways was not there. And he had a free hand to mold the college as he thought best, along with a lot of good teachers and good dedicated students. I went to CMC Vellore, but another reputed college and hospital. But what I have to say is, it is the alumni that support and make and decide the future of any college. Just like CMC, I wish all our students, past and present, contribute to becoming teachers, continue to use their influence wherever they are, so that this institution remains and surpasses the glory that probably it had. This is very, very important. A college and an institution is not made by the present generation of teachers or students. It is molded and sits on the shoulders of the past and looks into the future. And this is what my father has prayed for every day of his life after he left Christ College. This is what I think he would like to convey throughout, and this is what he has prayed for. I'm sure so many of you are there who are in a position to help Christ College and give it the status that it deserves. Christ College is there for us to mold, for us to be with and be a part of. We don't leave it behind. We don't leave our college behind. We carry it along and come back to it. We revisit it. Please use. We have presidents from Kanpur University. We have a lot of people. And I would wish, this is my father's wish, though he has not expressed it, this is what I want to say. Bring back that golden era. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Bobby Abraham, sir. Thank you, Reverend S.P. Dal, sir, Secretary College Governing Body. Let me be a little bit informal. अभिजीत दादा एक पार्टिंग दो लाइंस हो जाए सर दो पार्टिंग लाइंस सर।
पहली बार इतनी हिम्मत हो रही मुझे।
दो नहीं,
डेयरिंग, इतना डेयरिंग।
दो नहीं
सर, निनान सर बैठे हैं।
नहीं सर,
आज मैं उनके सामने गा रहा हूँ। ये हिम्मत कनपुरियों में तो नहीं था उस समय।
भाई साहब, आपको सस्पेंड नहीं करेंगे।
हाँ, करेंगे तो अच्छा है, मैं कानपुर आ जाऊंगा। तब मेरा जो एक सपना होता था ना, बाद में वो सपना मैंने गाया और वो आज एक एंथम बन गया लोगों के लिए। कोई भी किसी का भी जिंदगी में किसी को कुछ करना है तो मेरा वो गाना जो जावेद अख्तर साहब ने लिखा था, तो जब मैं गाता हूँ तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है वो गाना शायद मैंने खुद के लिए गाया था, फिर बाद में सबके लिए एंथम बन गया। जो भी चाहूं वो मैं पाऊं जिंदगी में जीत जाऊं। Don't sing along with me. बस इतना सा ख्वाब है, बस इतना सा ख्वाब है, चांद तारे तोड़ लाऊं, सारी दुनिया पर मैं छाऊं, बस इतना सा ख्वाब है, बस इतना सा ख्वाब है।
इसको बता दूं, क्राइस्टचर्च से इसका ग्रुप शुरू हुआ था।
हाँ जी,
मगर चौराहे से क्राइस्टचर्च से ही शुरू हुआ था।
जी ऑब्वियसली
क्राइस्टचर्च के ही लड़कों ने शुरू किया था।
जी
बंगाली थे सब।
मेरे फादर कहते हैं आपको सस्पेंशन वो सॉन्ग प्रैक्टिस करने के लिए भेजा था।
रियाज करने के लिए। यस, नाइस ऑफ हिम।
हमारा दिल तो चाहता है कि ये समा बंधा रहे, हम मीटिंग को छोड़ के ना जाए, लेकिन समय की अनुपलब्धि है। मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा हमारी लर्नेड कोलीग, हेड ऑफ द डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ हिस्ट्री, डॉक्टर मिसेस Sophia Sahab, to please pass a vote of thanks. Mrs. Sophia Sahab.
Thank you, Dr. Ravi. A very graceful and warm evening to our most valued honorable guests, all the distinguished dignitaries, our star-studded alumni, and everyone gathered here to felicitate our former principal, Dr. Ninan Abraham, on his 99th birthday. A great principal, a greater human being, strict disciplinarian. He set high standards for all educators, a leader, an idol to all of us till date. We are definitely proud to call him our principal. Thanks for agreeing, sir, to be with us today. We feel so good seeing you interact and in such good health. I feel so lucky to be a student during your tenure. Sir, I would like to share something that even after 38 years of your leaving the college bell still rings in your honor, and we talk about you such a lot on a daily basis. Happy birthday to you, sir. We all wish you a very happy, healthy, and joyful life. It's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks and acknowledge the contribution of those who worked hard to make this celebration happen. Feeling thankfulness and not expressing it is like wrapping a present and not giving it. Today, I take the opportunity to put all my gratitude in words. On behalf of the Alumni Association, the entire college fraternity, and on my own behalf, first of all, I thank the Almighty for making today's event a resounding success. I'm immensely thankful to Honorable Mr. Sanjay Kothari, CVC, Government of India, for sparing his valuable time from his busy schedule to grace the occasion with his presence. It's a great honor for us, sir, to have you here with us today. Thank you. With a deep sense of appreciation, I extend my most sincere thanks to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Nilima Gupta, to have blessed us with her presence and for a great presidential address. I can't thank you enough, ma'am. I also extend my hearty vote of thanks to the very star-studded alumni, Honorable Mr. Alok Joshi, Honorable Dr. Ajit Sinha, Mr. Abhijit Bhattacharya, for being here with us today and sharing the very interesting memories of the college, thus making this celebration more memorable. Thank you, Abhijit sir, for sharing with us the magic of words. My gratitude to all the distinguished speakers of Alumni Association, Dr. V.K. Srivastava, Dr. Neeta Jain, Mr. Ashok Mehrotra, Mr. T.S. Johar, Mr. R.N. Tandon, for sharing their thoughts with us. Special mention to our respected Secretary, Reverend S.P. Lal, for his contributions for the college in such a short time. He's really contributed such a lot in such a short time, and being the catalyst that stimulate us to do our best. Thanks to our principal, Dr. Joseph Daniel, for being so dedicated to the college and motivating us to do best all the time. Thanks to Dr. Ravi Mahelwala for conducting this program so beautifully. I also extend my thanks to all the staff members, all members of the Alumni Association for their enormous cooperation with organizing this event. Last but not the least, a big thank you to each one of you who made this celebration happen. Thanks a lot to one and all directly and indirectly involved in this program. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you for each one of you for participating in the webinar.
Thanks to all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you everyone for your valuable time.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you all, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bobby, for connecting Professor Abraham. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Daniel. I am from Kerala. I am from Kerala, Trivandrum.
Thank you. I talked to you in Malayalam, but that is doing injustice to
Bobby, hopefully I'll be coming to meet him.
Yeah. Please do. You have my number. Please call me. I'll be there.
Okay.
अरे रवि महलवाल
हाँ सर थैंक यू
थैंक यू वेरी मच भाई
सर आप लोग आशीर्वाद
Bobby, hopefully I will be coming.
एक ड्रीम था इतने लोगों को जोड़ना
हमने और बंधु एक लड़का है
जौहर साहब नमस्कार।
बहुत शैतान था वो बहुत पनिशमेंट देती थी।
बीके श्रीवास्तव जी, दिस इज अशोक मल्होत्रा। गुड इवनिंग, कैसे हैं सर?
तो क्या बोल रहे? अरे क्या है यार, इसको ऑफ कर दो।
ओके, नमस्कार।
नमस्कार सर, नमस्कार।
सभी बोल रहे हैं, सबका खुला हुआ, जिसके मन में जो आ रहा बोल रहा है। क्लास में तुम्हारी
Can I end the session? Sir, can I end the session?
very well. അത് പുറകോട്ടാക്കി